So these two players to watch for sure as these teams try to make history. Winner will get South Carolina on Friday. The NCAA championship is about to tip off. Time to play, and Incarnate Word will get the basketball first.
With Incarnate Word, they came into the Southland tournament. They were a 5 seed and won it. And they find themselves playing here in the NCAA.
Destiny Jenkins will swing it back up top. And Destiny Terrell with the basketball for Incarnate Word. Shot goes up. There's Jacqueline Moore starting this game out with the 3. Does she know any other way?
Oh, no. She was open when she got off the bus today.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. Here's the Howard starting 5. Destiny Howell wears number 1, but they have so many key players that can make things happen. Oh, Terrell robbed with a bucket. And there's your starting 5 for Incarnate Word. We're seeing Destiny Jenkins back in the starting lineup for the Cardinals. She had missed some time with an illness, but they felt like she was ready to be back in the starting lineup.
Well, the thing that Coach Dow likes about Jenkins is her ability to shoot the 3, but one thing that she is going to have to be aware of is Destiny Howell, number 1 for Howard, that just knocked down that 3-point shot.
This Howard defense is going to be really tough, too.
They play a matchup zone, and it's an amoeba. It can really form in whatever coverage it needs to be.
Well, Incarnate Word has come out and hit shots. That's Jamie Means with the 2. This ball will stay with Howard. Jeff Dow is in his 3rd season, and what a run it has been over the last few days for this program. It is his very first appearance as a head coach in the NCAA tournament. This team went 9-16 in the regular season and then just went on a flurry during the Southland Conference tournament.
Well, he talked to his team about making history, winning the first game of the tournament. Well, they went on and won the second one and the third one. He said, look, he kept telling his team before every game, we're playing with house money. You got nothing to lose. And I think that frees up players to go out. They feel no pressure, and they just went out and took the Southland championship.
Now, UIW had not won a game in the Southland Conference tournament, so once they got that off their backs, they were playing free. And a travel on Howell. Ty Grace has done a fantastic job with this Howard Bison program. 20 wins for the Bison. It is the first 20-win season since the 2012-13 year.
But she's had a winning season 4 years in a row. Ty Grace has done a terrific job of really getting this program not just one winning year, but making it a winning program to not just have a winning season.
Yeah, Howard was able to take down Norfolk State, who actually beat them in the final regular season game.
And just bounce back, but I'll tell you, this Howard team, they were focused, and this young woman right here, Destiny Howell, she was a freshman last year when Howard lost in the MEAC championship to North Carolina A&T. She said, I remember them celebrating on the court and the confetti, making the confetti angels on the floor.
And well, this time around, it was Howard and Destiny Howell doing that. Last bucket was a bank in by Howell. Jamie Means trying to get inside that tough zone for Howard. Destiny Terrell.
Coach Dow talked about the resiliency. Oh, that is a terrific look by Warren inside.
Inside to Chrislyn Marsh.
But Jeff Dow talked about the resiliency of this UIW team and how they just stayed focused. Fatigue wasn't a factor. Selfish play wasn't a factor. They played hard for each other and just refused to lose.
Terrell with the basketball again. 3 defenders around her, and she's going to draw the foul. That foul will be on Brooklyn Fort Davis, so we will see Destiny Terrell at the free throw line for the first time. Cameron Gibson has checked in for Incarnate Word.
Destiny Terrell, she had 24 points against McNeese, 19 rebounds,
casual day.
9 of them offensive rebounds.
19 rebounds in a game.
And look, she's not 6'4".
So?
It didn't matter. She went after it. Absolutely. She's got that bounce. She never quits on a play.
42 rebounds for Terrell over their last 4 games.
And now the Cardinals bringing a 2-2-1 full court press.
Oh, and they're going to get the basketball too. Gibson hustling after it. And unfortunately, she touched it last, but that's the kind of effort and fight that we saw from this UIW team in the Southland Conference Tournament.
Well, when you get your focus on the defense, you've got a plan and you get stops, or you make the offense have to really rush and get out of sync. That gives you a lot of confidence when you're on the court.
Kanaya Harris swings it over to Ayanna Warren. Inside again, Chris Marsh. Howard's got some nice options inside too.
They're very disciplined with the zone. You very rarely see them take an unadvised shot. They move the basketball from one side to the other to get open looks.
Still early on, but both teams shooting over 50% from the field. This will stay with the Cardinals.
Ayanna Warren sees the floor so well, and she just recognizes that she's got an open post player inside and gets the finish.
Jamie Means got tripped up on the inbounds play, and it resulted in a turnover. This time it's Kanaya Harris driving, gets herself to the free throw line. That first foul is going to be called on Destiny Terrell. It was so fun yesterday to go to both of these practices and spend time with both coaches and players. I mean, the excitement of being here, because you go to college thinking, I want to get to the NCAA tournament, and they've done that.
Well, and understand, in playing these two conferences, it's a one-horse league.
Yeah.
You have to win your conference tournament in order to get here. So the focus of everything you do all year is to win that tournament so you get this opportunity. It was funny to talk to Coach Dowell, and he said this is the first time he's been on a charter plane.
Yeah.
Like, he was as excited about that as I think the players were. Howard now bringing some three-quarter court pressure.
Destiny Jenkins looking for some options to get through this zone. And that's going to be a travel on Tiana Gardner. She is going to be key for Incarnate Word. She was the tournament MVP, had 22 points, 12 rebounds in that championship game. Most importantly, 12 of 13 from the free throw line.
Well, it's because Incarnate Word was going inside to her, and the only way to stop her was to foul. She hit 2 big free throws in regulation to tie it up, and then 2 more that helped seal the deal in overtime.
Yeah, and that win made their first NCAA tournament appearance. Incarnate Word here on the big stage. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Well, there are 3 programs making their very first appearance in the NCAA tournament: IUPUI, Longwood, and Incarnate Word, who we have here in Columbia. Cardinals were able to take over the Southland Conference tournament. This was a team that started the tournament having lost their last 3 games. They go into this conference tournament as the number 5 seed. They defeat Nichols by a point, go through McNeese State, Houston Baptist, and then in overtime, it took overtime for them to take down Southeastern Louisiana in the championship.
How crucial are free throws?
I mean,
so important.
The difference between being here and not.
Exactly.
It's just a tough Incarnate Word team. Both of these teams have come out and shot the ball really well, and that's Jacqueline Moore. We talked about how big she was in that conference tournament run. She had the game-winning 3 in the first game against Nichols State, had, by the way, 35 points in that game, and then had a key 3, a go-ahead 3 in the second game, or in the championship game. We mentioned the charter flight. If it's your first time on a charter flight, you got to take a selfie. So unfortunately, we don't have a Jeff Dow selfie. That's for next time. But
he was probably trying to play it real cool, so he let the players take their own selfies.
Yeah, but it was the first time for a lot of these players to be on a chartered flight, and it's just the whole experience of being at the tournament.
Absolutely. Enjoy every single minute of this experience. Don't take it for granted.
This is Brooklyn Fort Davis at the free throw line for Howard. Winner of this game gets the #1 overall seed in South Carolina on Friday.
Rebounding, so key for Howard. That's just one of their staples.
Did she bank that in off the roof?
It went in.
It went in. Ayanna Warren with the bucket.
Look, she's only 5'3", but she finds ways to get inside amongst the trees and finish. I love to watch how Howard covers in their zones, their communication. Sometimes they go with cutters, but very rarely do you see somebody miss an assignment and every shot be contested.
Howard basketball as Kanaya Harris comes out with it. They started 1 for 4, but since then they've hit 4 straight. Oh, good dump off, but the offensive foul by Chris Marsh.
Well, that's where Destiny Howell's got to recognize she gets inside, get on 2 feet before she makes that pass. If you're moving, that's good defense right there by the Cardinals.
And Destiny Terrell was on Marsh. Now, you mentioned the rebounding battle. Howard is winning that right now. 7 rebounds for Howard, just 1 for UIW.
And most people may think that it's hard to rebound out of a zone, but you watch, when the shot goes up, all 5 players in white, their head turns to find a person to box out before they find the basketball.
Are we surprised that Gia Thorpe was on the floor just then? She was always going after the basketball.
She was on the floor all day in practice yesterday.
See what Ayanna Warren will set up for Howard. They go inside to Anjanae Hutton. Hutton is #0 in white for Howard. Now, she's been coming off the bench. This will be her 5th game off the bench in a row because she's dealing with an ankle injury that's not 100%.
Yeah, she's just worked her way up, and the thing that Ty Grace likes about having Hutton come off the bench is she is a barrel of energy. She plays with such tenacity, and she gets all over the glass.
Bucket by Gia Thorpe. Largest lead for Howard.
Talking about Thorpe on the floor, you look at her hand. She broke her pinky earlier in the year. She also, on her left shoulder, has an apparatus. Oh, that's a great press break by the Word.
Tiana Gardner with the bucket. More transitions opportunities for the Word. And that's going to be 2 fouls on Destiny Howell. Howell, their leading scorer, averaging 13 points per game.
That leading scorer having to go to the bench with those 2 fouls. She's got to recognize and know that she's got that one. She's better off just really doing that going straight up, both hands in the air instead of going for the block.
So 20+ points 6 times this season, but on the bench right now in foul trouble. Tie ball game. Look, both teams have come out, they're shooting over 50% from the field.
And that's very unusual, but when it's tournament time, it's a new season, you know, all 10 players on the court are locked in. Oh, did you see that? That's nice.
Oh. It was great ball movement, but just short on the shot from Jacqueline Moore.
I love the behind the back pass. Jacqueline Moore, this is the leading scorer, right? She likes to shoot the ball, but she's developed the trust in her team. And with that little behind the back drop pass, that was pretty. They just got to finish the shot.
Jacqueline Moore already with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist for Incarnate Word. three. Brooklyn Ford Davis with the two, a nice mid-range shot.
That's what Howard's going to have to do with having Destiny Howell on the floor, on the bench with the 2 fouls. Now Howard will play more through their post game.
Cameron Gibson with the pull-up, gets that bounce.
You know, both teams are used to going against the zone. So impressed of how well they're getting the ball inside in the paint.
Rebound, put back in and out for Fort Davis. Ayanna Warren will take over here. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Vanessa Udaji can't finish. Incarnate Word can take the last shot of the quarter.
Well, I got to believe that they're going to go to Jocelyn Moore.
Gardner comes up and gets it in the high post. And gets fouled. And she is a great free throw shooter. 73%, but as we told you in the championship game of their conference tournament, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. And watching that championship game, because she had the free throws to send it to overtime, and then the free throws to seal the win. No big deal.
Oh, ice water in her veins.
Yes, very chill.
You look at her form. I mean, she is automatic just about at the free throw line.
Glad she made that one. You're going to have some angry Incarnate Word fans.
Oh, I had no doubt. No doubt. 100%.
Warren with the hustle. 0.9 seconds on the clock. We'll see Ayanna Warren at the free throw line. Hannah Wheeler called for her first foul. It's been a pretty up and down pace towards the end of the end of this first quarter.
Well, and with both teams pressing, they're trying to get the ball down the floor before the other has a chance to get their defense set.
Warren misses them both. An 8-2 run for Incarnate Word. A 2-point game in our first four.
Coaches that are in the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, so awesome, and it was cool to talk to Coach Grace about that. She said, I remember watching you, Carolyn, cut down your net and what that meant.
Well, when she talked about receiving the net from Dawn, got emotional in talking about it. She talked about how, you know, even in the toughest of times, she would look at that net and really know that somebody believed in her. And when she was able to see the championship that I won, the championship Dawn won, it gave her hope that one day she would be the one climbing the ladder to cut down nets of her own.
Incarnate Word goes underneath inside to Tiana Gardner. It's now a 10-2 run. Both teams looking for their first ever NCAA tournament win.
The coverage of Incarnate Word. They don't miss an assignment. The rotations are there.
You mentioned the 12 black female head coaches that are in the tournament. Tweet came out from Coach Howard.
Yeah, Anita Howard, the head coach at Georgia State, posted this and just talked about how she is cheering on all of these women that have now moved on and have advanced. It's a new season now, playing in the NCAA tournament.
Carolyn, for you, what does that mean to see 12 black female head coaches in the tournament?
You know, when I made my run, I believe that there were 3. Let's see, there was Vivian Stringer, there was Mariana Freeman, Marion Washington. There weren't that even many that had head jobs. let alone to be in the tournament. Now to see 12 black women in, it just shows that administrations have now allowed opportunities for black women to coach their programs, and they're being successful in their programs and getting them, their universities, into this tournament. Incarnate Word really patient against this zone, and the thing that they continue to do is flash people in the middle of the lane.
There's Gianna Gardner in the middle of the lane. Tough contested shot, and this ball will go to Howard. Want to keep in mind, if you're just tuning in, Howard does not have Destiny Howell on the floor because she picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter. That's their leading scorer.
Well, and she's when you're playing against the zone, you need Howell, because she's that threat from the outside that causes the defense to have to shift to open up the post game for the Bison.
Howard's missed 7 straight shots. Tough pass to make all the way across the lane to Udaji. Shot was blocked, put back by Marshno. Couple players tangled up, but they're okay, both up and running down the court now. Incarnate Word taking advantage of the scoring drought for Howard. It's a 2, but off the mark from Myra Bell. It's going to be a kicked ball. Howard's getting some shots right under the basket.
They are getting shots, but they're not able to finish because they're all contested, because Incarnate Word, they're down there too. The post players are inside. Jamie Mean, who has been a mean force in the middle of that zone, her rotation over, and she likes to block shots.
10 straight misses now for Howard, trying to get out of it.
Again,
yes,
with the block.
Jamie Means all over it. Destiny Jenkins.
Ooh, that's one of the reasons she's in the start lineup, and she'll take that 3.
I mean, both teams, every loose ball, they're hustling after it.
Well, look, you got to remember what's at stake. Making history and advancing for an opportunity to play against South Carolina.
That game would be on Friday. Neither of these teams have ever won an NCAA tournament game. It's just Incarnate Word's first appearance ever.
Just cannot finish inside.
Anything different you would try to do offensively?
Well, no. The thing is you're getting shots inside. You just got to focus and finish. You can't get much closer than that.
Destiny Terrell fouled, and she'll shoot 2. Well, tonight, the men's tournament, the first 4 in, continues. For more information, you go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
No, congratulations to all 68 teams that are in, but I'm still questioning.
Where is Texas A&M?
Where is Texas A&M? They made it all the way to the finals of the SEC tournament. It's winning 4 games straight. If the committee looks at how you finish, the teams they had to beat to get there. Now, Buzz Williams, he came out, he was still fussing about it today, and I get it.
Absolutely.
But we move on. The teams that are in. These 2 teams, Incarnate Word in for the first time.
Skip pass over to Harris on the opposite side of the court. Howard's gotten some good looks, but they just can't finish. They'll take the 3 from Harris. Oh, aggressive rebound. Brooklyn Fort Davis wanted that basket.
You were talking about what could Howard do different. One of the things I see with the post players is to position, they've got to do a better job of doing their work early before they get the ball. They're doing a good job when outside shots are taken. They're getting rebounding position, but they got to do the advanced positioning when they want the ball inside.
That was the first points for Howard in over 6 minutes. Pivoted all the way around, Destiny Terrell.
Can you describe players as slippery? You've got to describe Terrell that way because she gets the ball inside. It's almost like she's got a Gumby body because she can get around the defense.
Great Gumby reference.
You like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, just off the fingertips of Kaya Creek, recovered. Harris running out of time, back to Creek. And Howard crashing the glass. They love to do it.
Destiny Terrell working inside, moving, shaking, baking, getting the bucket for the word.
You mentioned it. It's been an 11-4 run since Destiny Howell of Howard went on the bench, their leading scorer.
Well, and again, it's hard to beat a zone when your shooter's sitting on the bench.
Yes.
So able to go now a 2-3 zone, not having to, or a, 2-3 zone, not having to worry about the 1-3-1. You spot up more to a perimeter shooter. 2-3 now shut down the paint, get yourself in good rebounding position.
Turnover by Incarnate Word into the hands of Anaya Wilson. Harris on the move. Ford Davis calling for it.
Well, she did a better job of getting the position. She had 2 feet in the paint when she got the basketball.
It was 19-17 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams scoring under 5 points here in the second so far.
Yeah, keep an eye on Marsh, 32, and Fort Davis, 24. The early positioning, whether it's there or is it not there for Howard inside before that's the positioning you got to get right there. Makes it a lot easier. You're either going to finish or you get yourself to the free throw line.
That's Chris Marsh, and she is going to the free throw line.
You see Marsh in the middle, but now she gets away from the defense. She needs to do a better job of really locking down Means inside, get body to body, so that when you catch it, all you got to do is a little drop step and a finish.
This is the first. One of 2 for Chris Marsh.
Now against this 2-2-1. 23 seconds, close to getting that 10-second call.
There's Jacqueline Moore with the basketball, feeding Tiana Gardner, trying to go inside. UIW, when they went on that run, they had a lot of success getting the ball to the middle of the floor.
They did, and that was against the zone, but it looks like right now Howard has switched up. They've gone man-to-man defensively.
We're used to seeing Howard in that matchup zone, which causes opponents a lot of problems. See how the Word adjusts. Destiny Jenkins setting up the play.
But keep an eye, looking for an isolation. Tiana Garner, number 33.
32.
The offense for the Word is when you go man-to-man, they try to isolate out. They'll go 4 out, 1 in, and keep one of their post players in when they see they've got a mismatch or have an advantage in the post.
Howard went 6 minutes without a field goal. It's impressive they're just down by 2 right now. Wilson's shot rattles out.
Destiny Terrell does a little bit of everything. She's going to rebound for you. She's going to be able to attack the basket. She can be a screen and roller.
That's number 10 in red for Incarnate Word. There's Gardner. Storer under the basket, the only player on this roster not from Texas, and she is from Australia.
Yeah, she's not even from this country. But she's one of the smartest players on the court. High basketball IQ. Her minutes are up in the last 10 games of the season. She was a starter, then went to coming off the bench.
Chris Marsh with the bucket on the other end. Still a 2-point game.
To watch the matchup, all 4 players out, there'll be an isolation. Just one post player inside, leaves the lane for the drive.
Harris kicks it up ahead to Wilson. And there's a traveling violation. 6th turnover for Howard.
Keep an eye, when the ball comes to the middle of the floor into Garner, then you watch Storer just working that baseline, able to get the finish.
Howard keeping the pressure on.
The Cardinals are so good at keeping the ball in the middle third. You have options there.
Destiny Jenkins too much on the 3. Howard has led by 4 in this game. Underneath the basket by Brooklyn Fort Davis. Tie ball game.
Against Norfolk State, that is what Howard did. Played through their post game in the middle of the floor.
Having to work there a lot now with no Destiny Howell on the floor, on the bench with 2 fouls.
Well, and that's why it worked against Norfolk State, because they had Howell on the floor. They're finding success now with Howell on the bench.
6 seconds. Moore. This is their leading scorer with the spin right down Main Street.
She can just find a way to find the bucket.
Last second heave for Howard, and the shot won't go for Nyla Cooper. Just a 2-point game at the half. Does it feel like tournament time yet?
Oh, yeah.
It is here, the first game of the first 4, and it's a 2-point game. Incarnate Word on top, 28-26. Let's get you back to the studio.
13 points a game. But the thing about Jocelyn Moore, she hasn't forced a lot of shots. This is a player that is a volume shooter, but she has played well within the offense of the Word.
The clock did not start, so they're going to have to inbound the basketball. Now we're ready to go. Both teams seeking their first NCAA tournament win in program history. This is Jamie Means for Incarnate Word. There's Moore trying to get by Harris.
The thing that Incarnate Word does so well is rotate the basketball from one side to the other, making the defense have to shift.
There's a big battle on the boards from Destiny Terrell. It'll be Howard basketball.
Now, how quickly will Howard try to get Destiny Howell involved? She sat for a long time. Would she play only 7 minutes in that first half?
Yeah, she's number 1 in white at the bottom of your screen. Their leading scorer, she was the tournament MVP. Brooklyn Fort Davis on the shot, but short.
Howard in their man-to-man.
Started this game in that matchup zone that they've kind of become known for. Possession arrow pointing to Incarnate Word. This Incarnate Word program, the turnaround, just within the season alone, they started 9-16 in the regular season. They lost 3 straight games before their conference tournament. Haven't lost since. Destiny Jenkins still looking for her first 3. Transition opportunity for Howell. Destiny Howell with a bucket that puts her total up to 7.
What better way to get your star involved in the game? Easy to in transition.
First points for Howell in over 18 minutes.
And now Howell and Moore guarding each other.
Jamie Means calling for the basketball. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Jenkins dumps it off to Means. Warren, the kick to Howell.
Warren Davis
yes.
again on the glass.
But again, Howard has struggled to finish around the rim.
Keep an eye on number 3, Jocelyn Moore.
Bottom of your screen. Turn right back over into the hands of Jenkins. This is Jocelyn Moore.
I told you before the game, Moore has taken more than 200 shots to the next person on her team. She's been very, not that she's selfish, and Coach Dow has said, look, the rest of the team knows she's got to make shots, but she's not had the attempts. There's one.
Cutting back toward the basket. Misses the shot. That's her 10th shot she's taken today. Marsh. Contested shot by Jamie Means.
You saw Ty Grace tell Warren, get the ball to Destiny Howell. She's a player. She comes out of Queens, New York. She can shake and bake. She can manufacture her own buckets.
Yeah, Howell is a player that can score on all 3 levels. They need her in this battle tonight. Destiny Howell grew up in Queens, and she grew up playing on the rec courts, played with the boys a lot of times. This is her on Playground 90 in Queens, and it wasn't until age 13 that she really started taking basketball super seriously. And just talking to her yesterday, she studies the game.
Yeah, I asked her about who her favorite WNBA player was, and she didn't even have to think about it right away. Skylar Diggins. And the thing that she likes about Skylar Diggins is her toughness. Well, Hal brings that to the court, but she said, to be honest with you, I watch more college basketball. I'm like, I don't care what kind of basketball you work, as long as you watch it, because, and I said, do you watch it as a fan or do you watch it as a student of the game? And she goes, no, I'm trying to learn to see what things I can add to my game.
And she wants to be a coach someday, too.
Absolutely. But I'm telling you, as I watched her play and watch it on film, now remember, she only started playing at the age 13. You watch her game, Benijah Laney, who played at Rutgers, then came to the WNBA, played for the Atlanta Dream, now the New York Liberty. A lot of the game from Destiny Howell, she has that inner game. She's got great, she's not there yet,
right,
but she's got great potential to get to that level.
How much does it help, too, how much she studies the game for her potential growth?
100%. A lot of times players talk about wanting to be in the league, but they don't want to do what it takes. And she's willing to learn everything she can to be the best baller she can be.
You see these shoes? It says Howell the Hooper. I asked her about that because I noticed them in practice. It's a great nickname, and it was actually her teammate, Vanessa Udaji, who came up with Howell the Hooper, and she's owned it. It's like, you got to be paying her some royalty fees on that one.
Look, Howell is just a sophomore. She took the place of Jayla Thornton, who was the MEAC Player of the Year last year, so she's got some big shoes to fill.
Unfortunately, can't find her shot right now. Misses that 3. Cardinals looking for their first points here in the third quarter. Jocelyn Moore alone. There they are. Pulled him out of her pocket.
She's in her bag. Just wait. Number 3, the Cardinals start to get warmed up. Remember, this is a team that's playing with house money. They were the 5 seed in their conference tournament and went on to win the whole thing to get here.
Destiny Howell is fouled by Tiana Gardner. We were talking to Jeff Dow, the head coach of Incarnate Word, and he said, I keep using the phrase, it's the biggest game in school history, and I've used it, this is maybe the 4th game in a row now.
Keep making history. Keep it going.
The winner of this game, well, they're going to face South Carolina and Aaliyah Boston, who is watching in the stands along with her coach, Don Staley.
I think just about the whole team is sitting down in the end zone down there.
Isaiah Cook, Destiny Henderson. And you know South Carolina wants to get back out on the floor after being upset in the SEC Tournament Championship game by Kentucky.
You know that they are thinking every day how they want to really rectify that and be focused, dialed in as they enter their first game in this tournament.
Terrell wanted the foul call but didn't get it. Harris setting things up for Howard. Travel on Howell. Jocelyn Moore, how'd you like this shot?
Look, Incarnate Word up by 1. They want to make history. They want to advance to play on Friday. Can they keep it going? Haley Jones, who was the most outstanding player of the Final Four. And then you've got Aaliyah Boston, who is the leading candidate to be National Player of the Year this year, trying to get South Carolina back to the Final Four.
If the winner of this game gets South Carolina, we also have Miami and USF here in Columbia. Those games, we'll get to see them on Friday. Six seconds here for Jocelyn Moore and Incarnate Word. They kick it up top to Gardner. This has been a really close basketball game. It was just a 2-point lead for Incarnate Word at the half.
But keep an eye, 0-0 in the corner. Nay Hutton, big post player for Howard.
Destiny Howell still trying to find her shot.
Oh, Ford Davis just cannot get those putbacks to go down for her.
Ford's had so many chances in the paint.
Yeah, that's been, I'll tell you, that has got to have been on the scouting report for UIW was to make sure if they get a rebound, they don't get the finish.
Tiana Gardner's going to finish. Gardner with 8 points. Ajane Hutton comes up and sets the screen for Harris. Destiny Howell started this game 2 for 2, but she's 1 of 10 since then. Oh, Fort Davis in and out. Brooklyn Fort Davis at the free throw line. The foul was on Destiny Terrell. Well, the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. March Madness continuing, first and second rounds. Friday and Monday, through Monday, Sweet 16 Elite Eight. We've got you covered all the way through that championship game, which will be Sunday, April 3rd at 8 Eastern on ESPN. And of course, you can see every game on the ESPN app.
Imagine if every game is this close.
Whew.
Get your
very nerve-wracking.
Popped, absolutely.
Jenkins wanted it, took it. Gibson got her shot swatted. And it's going to be Howard ball. Foul called on Cameron Gibson. Her second.
Yeah, but who was going after it? Gia Thorpe, we talked about her.
On the floor.
Again, but going after the basketball, sacrificing her body.
There it is. Brooklyn Fort Davis on the second chance.
She makes the tougher shots. The easier ones, those are the ones that are going over the basket, but then the reverse layups, the tougher rotation, she's making those.
She's got 10 points to lead Howard. She averaged 11 in the MEAC tournament. Stolen away. Destiny Howell. She had missed 10 shots in a row.
That could be a momentum swing right there.
First lead for Howard since it was 17-15.
UIW's got to get Garner inside. Let her go to work like she did in the finals of the Southland Conference.
We saw that work in the first half for them too. Tiana Garner, number 32 in red. Moore elevates, boom.
Her mid-range is nice.
Incarnate Word, as you've already seen, they run a lot of things through Jacqueline Moore.
You've got Destiny Howell getting a steal score. Will that change and pick things up from her? Because it's going to need to. Jacqueline Moore is in her bag from three now, that mid-range jumper.
Moore with 14, Howell with 11.
And see now, Moore starting with the ball. Instead of running offense to her, they're using a lot of clock. They don't want this to be an up and down game.
Blocked by Howell, but right back to Incarnate Word. Look, credit to Destiny Howell. Her shot's not falling, but she's turned her defense up.
Well, she has, but now that's the third foul.
Yeah.
You were talking about in practice yesterday as we were watching how the length, her wingspan is incredible. But she's got to be able to use that without letting her body get involved defensively so that she can stay on the floor.
They're leaving her in the game right now. 24.4 seconds left in the quarter. Gibson the side step. Incarnate Word still has time. 6 seconds though. Storer got it back. She got it off in time. Count that bucket for Chloe Storer.
Incarnate Word. Jeff Dow says he's playing with house money. You got nothing to lose. When you're in Louisiana, you say
The ball on the
lanyap.
floor is a good three-point basket. The play is under review.
Call that lanyap. That's gravy right there.
Did she get it off in time? It was close. The original call was yes. They're checking this at the monitor right now, but for now, the Cardinals with a 3-point lead. A couple of looks. It was a close one, but Chloe Storer got this shot off in time. They count it for Incarnate Word and a little momentum for the Cardinals going in to the fourth quarter. How about that?
I mean, that's as close can get, but the officials got the call right.
Yep. So Incarnate Word with a 3-point lead, 38-35 here in our first 4-game. Winner gets South Carolina. You see Jamie Means over there on the bench for Incarnate Word. We're taking a look at how she is achieving the impossible, and it's brought to you by Adidas. Jamie played a season for Jeff Dow when he was the coach at Louisiana Monroe, stayed there after he had left, actually took last season off because she wanted to get ready to take the MCAT and get ready for medical school. So she took last year off to focus on academics, has come back to this program now at Incarnate Word with her old head coach, and is in the starting lineup.
And she's already passed her MCAT. She
Yeah.
graduated from college in 3 years. Yeah, that is
Achieving the impossible.
achieving the
Yes.
impossible.
Shout out to Jamie Beans.
Now, but what did Howard do coming out of that timeout? Ty Grace went to Nay Hutton, 0-0 inside. She wasn't able to finish. You can see that Howard is trying to find ways to get buckets in the paint. Post players just not able to finish.
Howard's had a lot of looks underneath the basket. What's keeping them in this ballgame is their rebounding. 19 offensive rebounds.
I love watching Chloe Storr play. She came on the court. She's so happy to be out there. Look, when you've got players like that that are really embracing this opportunity, given 100%, good things can happen for your basketball team.
She was ready to hit that big shot.
You know?
Terrell went for the board along with Harris, and the possession arrow is going to point to Howard.
Now, a friend of mine, Andrea Garner, that played for Howard University. The last time Howard went to the NCAA was a post player. She'd be finishing those shots right there, just like that.
Chris Marsh getting it done. Howard back in the tournament for the first time since 2001.
Just getting balance, focus, footwork, able to finish inside.
And
Chris Marsh.
Chris Marsh at the free throw line. It's the second foul on Gardner. Pressure coming. And it's going to be Howard ball.
Howard get the defense turned up. Incarnate Word is going to have to really make sure, take their time, not get sped up. They've been able to control the tempo of this game, the majority of it so far.
Destiny Howell goes out of bounds. Anjanae Hutton is over on the bench right now getting that ankle taped up or retaped. We told you she's been dealing with some ankle injuries, so we haven't seen her very much in this game. She's not 100%. She's a first-team all-conference selection.
And they're going to need her down the stretch, I believe, to battle in the paint, to get the buckets that Ty Grace is looking for Howard.
Their leading scorer, Destiny Howell, she has the ball right now, but she has struggled today. 4 for 14. Diana Warren, her own rebound, the floater.
It's the offensive putbacks that's really allowed Howard to stay around. Now they got a 1-point lead.
17 second chance points for Howard. They're out rebounding Incarnate Word 44-27.
We talked about the second chance points for Howard. Even the guards getting in on the action. Warren getting the 2. Not standing outside and watching, but getting involved.
20 offensive rebounds.
That's their main offense. The best option for Howard, shoot the ball. With the first open look you get, and then send one back in transition. Other 4 crash the glass.
They're second in the MEAC in rebounding. Howard is 17-1 when they win the rebounding battle.
But what Incarnate Word has is Tiana Garner in the paint. She was who they were able to go to in the Southland Conference Championship, and she's got the size and the post moves inside to get it done.
Marsh took that rebound away from 2 other players.
Chrislyn Marsh is going to work now for Howard inside. It's going to be a matter of who wins the paint points, and I think it's going to be crunch time getting to the free throw line. Garner's working that baseline.
Storer in the paint. And Howard basketball. Are they getting it to the middle third of the floor as much as they were in that first half? Because I felt like that really fueled them.
They're not getting the post touches. A lot of that's going through the guards now. And I believe that the Cardinals can do a better job getting the ball in that free throw line area and let Tiana Garner go to work down low.
Tiana Garner, just a reminder, 22 points, 12 rebounds in the championship game.
And she could get to she was either scoring or she was getting herself to the free throw line.
Okay, Chris Marsh is here. Hello.
Offensive rebounds, again, for the Howard Bison.
13 points, 12 rebounds for Chrislyn Marsh, her 4th double-double of the season.
Again, another offensive rebound. Chrislyn Marsh just continuing to pursue the rock.
The senior out of Houston, Texas, went to Duncanville High School, the same high school as Tamika Catchings.
Catchings went there, that's right. A lot of great players went to Duncanville High School.
Gardner goes up and gets fouled. You know, we were talking about Chris Marsh, and you see that fight, that energy. I think that comes from her grandfather. I was talking to her about it. She said, I play for my grandfather, Melvin Lampley. He passed away on my sophomore season. We were playing a tournament in Puerto Rico, and I just decided I'm going to dedicate my season, my game to him. And I said, what do you remember about him? She said, first of all, great smile. I'll never forget his smile. But he always pushed her and always told her to stay out of her own head.
Well, and that's something good to remember, because a lot of times players can. You're missing shots like Howard has done in the paint, and you start doubting yourself. But no, when you don't get in your head and you just move on to the next play, then good things can happen. You know, that conversation you had with Chris, when a player understands their why, knowing why they're playing, you see you demonstrated the energy that she plays with.
Yeah, we've seen it on both ends. This will be UIW basketball.
Fourth quarter, one of these two teams are going to make history. They're going to win their first NCAA tournament game.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm just wondering how many players have that in their mind of like how big this is and making history. This is the first 4 of the field being expanded to 68. This is that first game of the tournament, and they could win their first NCAA tournament game.
It's a lot of firsts, Peck.
And there'll never be another first.
Howard's defense forcing a turnover, getting that ball back, and Ayanna Warren is going to draw the foul. It's on Destiny Jenkins, her first.
I gotta believe Hal's got to get going these last 6 minutes.
And Destiny Howell, the leading scorer for Howard, 4 of 15 from the field. Ayanna Warren, okay. It's an all-MEAC second team selection.
Keep an eye on number 32, Tiana Garner, right there.
Stolen away by Brooklyn Fort Davis. Both post players on the floor right now for Howard have double-doubles. Warren, give me the bucket. Howard Howard up 47-42. An NCAA tournament win on the line.
Chris Marsh has gone to work and been able to finish inside for Howard, and then also Howard's defense. That's picked up as well. Now I've got to believe UIW got to get the ball to Jocelyn Moore, number 3 in red.
And unfortunately, it results in a turnover. We'll step aside, but just for a moment, it's going to be a close finish here in Columbia.
At Vanderbilt, when I was there, that is quick off the draw, 3-point shooter right there for Dayton.
It's coming up in our next game. Right now, it's Incarnate Word and Howard, both teams seeking their first win in program history. For Howard in this fourth quarter, it has been Warren and Marsh with all 12 of their points.
The stat that has blown my mind is offensive rebounding. Howard, 22 offensive rebounds to only 2 for Incarnate Word.
And Tiana Garner is fouled. Fouls on Marsh, her second.
So now the next foul called on Howard. That means Incarnate Word's going to the free throw line. And that's where, remember, Tiana Garner made her living in the Southland tournament in the finals.
You can't give Garner a lane like that to the basket either.
No way.
Winner gets South Carolina on Friday. Destiny Howell, she has tried, but her shot has just not been there today. 4 of 16. Terrell cut to the basket.
I mean, Tiana Garner doing a little bit of everything. Rebounding, scoring in the paint. Now she's dropping dimes. Nice assist to Terrell.
It's a one-point game. Both of these teams have held leads. It's been a back-and-forth affair. The largest lead for either team has been 5 points. And she can block shots, too.
Garner has been the X factor for UIW.
Jenkins gives it to Gardner. Oh, Chris Marsh challenging her for the basketball. Howard forces the turnover. 11th turnover by the Cardinals. Chris Marsh has been a fuel for Howard's fire in this fourth quarter.
Well, and she's been the one that's been physical. Number 32 in white for the Bison. That's a good decision by Jenkins there. Wait for Garner to get down the floor.
Jocelyn Moore. Offensively for Howard, are you okay with Destiny Howell continuing to shoot?
Yeah, but the last shot she took was contested. It's got to be in rhythm, all right? And you've got to make the defense move from one side to the other and allow her to get something that's like on her way to the basket off the move.
You know, the way that Howard has been able to stay in this game and also retake the lead here, the second chance points are killing Incarnate Word. Howard has 21 second chance points, and that is going to get our Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, it's from a little bit of everybody. You have Destiny Howell who gets to the glass. Then you have Fort Davis getting in on the act. The guards are doing as well. Warren crashing in and adding a deuce as well. But this woman right here, Chris Marsh, she has been a major factor in this second half.
She's tied her season high with 14 rebounds. She has 13 points to go along with that. 21 second chance points for Howard, just 3 for UIW.
Well, now there's only a little over a minute and a half left. I've got to believe that Coach Dow is talking about, listen, if you can force Howard to take a face-up shot, everybody box out like your life depends on it, because it does depend on your basketball life of whether or not you're playing on Friday. For Howard, what they've got to do is they've got to find answers and ways to get the ball inside. I would get the ball inside to Chrislyn Marsh. She's been able to be effective of getting the basketball to and around the rim, and if not, getting to the free throw line.
UIW has 2 fouls to give. Do you use those?
Not yet. It's too soon. It's only a 1-point game. Just if they can get a stop and score.
It's going to be a blocking foul on Destiny Terrell. Her third. Fort Davis.
That's what Brooklyn Fort Davis has been trying to do all day, is get those easy buckets going to the rim.
First points for Howard in over 3 minutes. Incarnate Word can't let them get too far ahead. Time winding down. Jenkins overshoots from the corner.
Underneath, out of bounds. But you see, the reason that Fort Davis was there, it was that drop foot. With her left foot, she got inside position. It was really tough for the defense to get there. That's where she created space for the
review. The call on the floor is white ball.
Looking to see possession on this last play.
So where did they take the ball? Where? It'll be right in front of Incarnate Word's bench.
Let's look at this again.
If you look at,
hard to tell.
Chloe Storer was given the direction. She got a little bit confused.
She's not going to say it's not their ball.
But it started out pointing the direction toward us, and then that pointer circled around to her end of the floor. But that looks like the last person to touch that was off of Howard, off of Brooklyn Fort Davis. It looked like off of her fingertips, but that's tough to see.
And there's so many hands in this play.
That's tough to call.
Yeah.
I didn't see, who did they initially call it out on, or did they?
I'm not sure if they did or if they just went to the monitor.
Went straight to the monitor. Look, with advancing to playing on Friday, the officials, they got to take their time and make sure they get this one right.
It's tough because it's such a long pause, too. It does give you time to talk to your team.
Absolutely. Well, both teams, they have 3 timeouts left. So, got to imagine that Ty Harris is talking about, look, the 2 players that Howard has to worry about for Incarnate Word are Tiana Garner and Jacqueline Moore. Those 2 are 2 that you've got to make sure that you put on lock. We take another look. I think it's off Howard. And for Incarnate Word, That zone defense has been really good.
Yeah.
And the thing that they've got to do, though, is they've got to make sure that every shot that Howard takes is contested, even if it's on the paint. Play from behind because the post players haven't been finishing very well. You're in great rebounding position because the thing that you got to do, if you make Howard miss, you can't allow him those second chance opportunities.
So this is going to be Howard basketball. Ty Grace calls timeout so that she can advance the ball. She cannot do that unless she uses her timeout.
And that's a good decision to advance it because you don't want to run the possibility of turning the ball over in front of or underneath Incarnate Word's bench. And so now when you advance it, number one, you got to make sure you get the ball in.
Yeah.
You've got to be set on your screens. You don't want to get a moving screen called and then getting the ball in bounds. Incarnate Word doesn't have to foul right now because there's enough time to get a stop, and then now they could take the last shot and at least, with a three, they could tie it up or go for the two. Go score quick, and then they're going to have to foul right away.
Incarnate Word 3 timeouts, Howard with 2. Howard basketball here, Destiny Howell with the inbound, Howard with the lead.
Well, in Incarnate Word, they've got a foul to give, and so they've got to think about, when do they foul? And they don't want to do it in the act of shooting.
Down low to Fort Davis. Big bucket for Brooklyn Fort Davis, and so Jeff Dow will call timeout. He can advance the basketball. But that is a bucket. Howard has had trouble hitting that bucket under the basket all night. They needed it big time.
Well, moving the basketball and making the defense have to shift. Got an easy look for the post players instead of them having to try to score over the defense with their back to the basket. So when the ball comes into the middle of the floor, right here, keep an eye of what is happening down on this baseline. That gives the defense room to move. It came off the top, off a ball screen, but penetrating in and underneath the defense. Instead of giving it to the post players with the post on their back, cause the defense to have to shift, give them a clear path for the score.
So now each team down to 2 timeouts. It's Incarnate Word ball, and they need some points.
Well, what they got to go to Tiana Garner.
Number 32 in red.
Yeah, they don't have to go for a three, but she's got the size, she's got the strength to finish, get the quick 2, and then foul right away. Howard, they have 2 timeouts. Got to believe that if there is a score or even on a rebound, to make sure possess the ball, they're not going to use it. They can't afford to turn the ball over underneath, but yes, Incarnate Word, they had to foul right away.
So the big bucket by Tiana Gardner underneath, 51-48 with 35.8 seconds to go. It's Howard basketball. Now you said it, if they turn the ball over here, it's dangerous. Foul on Terrell.
It's not a bad foul.
That's the 5th team foul, so it puts Howard at the free throw line.
And you fouled no time going off the clock, right? So now you hope they miss a free throw, or even if they do, you can rebound it and then you get the ball back.
Howard only scored 9 points in the 3rd quarter. They have outscored Incarnate Word 16-10 here in the 4th.
And remember, Jacqueline Moore hit 2 big threes in the Southland tournament. She's got it in her bag.
2 game winners.
She's got it in her bag. Just keep an eye on number 3 in red.
And so Jeff Dow calls his timeout to advance the ball once again. Going to Tiana Gardner worked last time.
You can go to Tiana Garner, but now if he's got to be thinking, okay, does Howard think, all right, going to take away the 2, Now is an opportunity for them to go to Jocelyn Moore. You've got two options on the floor. So you can go to Garner inside, because more times than not, she's going to get the two, or she's going to get herself to the free throw line. Garner's got the size. She can bring it defensively and then offensively. Look, she's got the assist, but she can do some scoring on her own as well. I like her touch around the basket. She gets her eyes up on the rim, and she gets the finish. I've got to imagine that Incarnate Word is going to go look at her, number 32, but also number 3, Jocelyn Moore. She hit 2 big decision-making threes, deciding the game in the Southland Conference Tournament.
So here goes Incarnate Word. Oh, they almost turn over the basketball, losing precious time. This is Moore for 3, off to the left. Chris Marsh battling for the rebound. Marsh leapt up over everyone. She has been such a catalyst for Howard in the second half.
15 rebounds from number 32 in white. That is putting in a full day's work.
You gotta want that.
Absolutely, it's all heart.
Third foul on Gardner. Chris Marsh at the free throw line.
You think about, Howard hadn't been in this tournament since 2001.
You know what they've been thinking about is that confetti that North Carolina A&T celebrated in last season in the conference tournament that kept them from coming back.
And right now, they can almost taste, there's still 25 seconds left. It's a 5-point game, but either team that wins today is going to win a conference game for the first time in the history of their school.
An NCAA tournament game for
right.
the first time.
Inside, yeah,
yes.
A tournament game, exactly right.
So Incarnate Word, again, calling their final timeout to advance this basketball, down by 5 points. And you know your options, you said it. Howard knows. They've got Gardner, they've got Moore.
Well, and Jeff Dow has got to talk to his team about, the first thing you got to do is make a crisp pass and get the ball in. You know, they turned it over the last time when they had the option. Still with 25 seconds, you don't necessarily have to go to 3. If you can get a quick 2, but the thing that Incarnate Word has got to do is they've got to take the first available shot they've got. They don't have a lot of time for pass. They need to get the ball, get it in bounds, they need to score it, and then they need to foul right away.
Howard still has 2 timeouts left, but they have the lead. Incarnate Word has used its final timeout. It does not have a timeout remaining.
Well, the thing that Howard needs to do too, number 1, don't foul a jump shooter, especially one taking a 3. And defensively, Howard wants to make Incarnate Word have to make at least 2 or 3 passes. You'd almost be better off to foul.
Oh, that tough defense, though. Took the ball right away. And Incarnate Word has to foul. You knew coming in, Howard, they press a lot. They played that tough matchup zone. They're 9th in the nation in field goal percentage defense. They were going to pressure this UIW team all night, and it's helped them late in this game.
Well, and now you've got Thorpe at the free throw line, 75% free throw shooter. Now on the miss, the Cardinals need to get it and bring it quick.
Jocelyn Moore, the 3 off the front of the iron. Chris Marsh is there for another rebound and gets fouled and back to the free throw line.
Well, that's not a bad foul. There, Marsh is a 42% free throw shooter.
It has been a close battle. Both teams have shown so much hustle. Both teams have only led by 5 points.
It's been back and forth. These teams, they put their whole season's work into getting this opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament, and they have played their hearts out.
And Howard with another steal. Moore with the foul, 6.6 seconds remaining. More free throws coming. This one from Kanaya Harris at the free throw line.
You talked about Jeff Dow talking about making history when they won their first Southland tournament game, and really through each one of those games, showing the progress. And I think building the belief in this team of what they're capable of doing. This is a good building block for the future for what this team has done to get to this point.
Largest lead for Howard as time winds down. Shot goes in for Jenkins, but how about the first win feeling for Howard? History made for the Bison. Their first NCAA tournament win.
Congratulations to Ty Grace and Howard. And Ty Grace wanted the opportunity. She was thrilled when she found out she was going to be in South Carolina, and now she has an opportunity to face Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks.
That game will be on Friday. We will have it for you on our ESPN family of networks. What a way to start the NCAA championships. A close game in Columbia. It's Howard advancing to face South Carolina on Friday. Howard, history tonight in Columbia. Their first ever NCAA tournament win. They get it 55-51 over Incarnate Word.